everybody, welcome to Virtual Staffcraft. Well, it's been a while since we've been in the office and even longer since we had a little craft session. So I've been asked to film a little tutorial on how to do some basic origami. So today I'm hoping you're going to join me in making one of these lovely Kusudama flowers. It's proper origami made in 6 sections, so we just make one and keep repeating it. So it's very simple, really, trust me. Kusudama is of course Japanese, as is origami, and it's Japanese for medicine ball. So what you can do, if you're very patient, is make 12 of these and glue them together and it makes a ball, as in medicine ball, that are made of real flowers in Japan. Anyway, I have lots of different examples of smaller ones, different coloured ones, and we're going to have a go at making it together. Now, bear with me because I've never done this before, so I'm hoping it's going to work. So let's get started. Right, so let's get going. What we need are 6 pieces of paper, all identical in size, squares. And we'll also need some glue. I'm just using some Pritt stick type glue, and I've got some little pegs for when we glue them, just to hold it all together. Okay, so I'm hoping that you've all got some paper at home of some kind, even if it's a piece of photocopier paper or newspaper or any paper, magazine paper. That would work really nicely with different colours. So let's get started. So we're going to take one of our squares, and with the patterned side to the bottom, we're going to bring this point up to meet the other point there. Okay, there we go. And give that a good squash together. You need to either use your fingernails to make a lovely crease, or you can use a pair of scissors and go along it like that. That's the secret with origami, to get those lovely crisp creases, and then it will work beautifully for you. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to move this point here up to the top, and again we're going to squash that flat. Okay, so there we go, up to the top, keeping it all beautifully flat, and squash that one down. Okay, just like that. Again, a lovely sharp crease in it. And we're going to do the same with this point up to this top point here. Okay. Let's get that one flat. There we go. So you should have a nice, another square, smaller square made up of 2 triangles with the points at the top like that. Okay. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is take this point and pull it open, and what we're going to do is to squash this one flat right down to the table. Now, to do this you may have to poke your finger on the inside like that. Okay, so you see how this is squashing, and the idea here is to get that centre line there, which is that fold line, right down the middle. Okay, and we're going to squash it flat like that, so it turns into a kind of kite shape. There we go. Again, squash those creases. So there we have our little kite shape. Now this line here, you will see, exactly follows that line of the square on the back. Okay, so it's coming out exactly in line with that. Right, and now we're going to do this exactly the same with the other side. Again, pop your finger in, open it up, make sure you've got a lovely point here, don't let that go wonky. Again, this centre line should be exactly down the middle of this triangle, and we're going to squash that one flat. Okay, lovely. Let's make it all nice and crisp again. There we go. So we've got a shape like that now. What we're going to do now is to fold down this tip towards you so that the top line sits exactly on the top line of your paper here. Okay, so we're just going to tuck this little bit away, and we're going to do exactly the same with this other side. just fold it in towards you. Nice sharp folds again. Okay, so you've got something looking like that now. So that's one side and that's the other side. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do now is to take this part on the edge and we're going to fold it in half along that fold line that you've already put in there. We're just going to squish it together like that. There we go. And exactly the same over here. Squish it together. I'm trying to keep a nice sharp point on that corner. Now at this point it's really important that these two bottom squares don't move. So probably you want to hang on to those. There we go, all good. So it's getting a bit thick now, so I'm just going to use my scissors just to put a lovely fold in there on both sides. And there we go. And that is literally one petal made. So what we're going to do now is put some glue on this section here. There we go, some nice Pritt glue. You can use any glue, of course, that you've got at home, but I happen to have that one. And now what we're going to do is to fold this glued section over onto this section here. Okay. There we go. So, just bringing those two edges together now, nicely, like that. And if we look at the other end now, we got a nice curved area here. This is going to be your petal, so you don't make sure you don't squash this bit because that's kind of important. And those parts in the middle that we folded in now form the centre of our flower. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just to stick a couple of pegs on there. I've got these little tiny craft pegs, but you could use big pegs or anything at all really. So we're just going to let that dry. And what we have to do is now make 5 other petals. Okay. So off we go again. Petal number 2. Nice fold down the middle. We're going to bring this corner up to the top. Nice crisp folds, keep it all nice and clean. And bring the other point up to the top. Okay, so we've got that sort of shape with those two sides folded in. Now again, we're going to pull out one of our wings. We're going to stick our finger in there, push it down slightly from here, and again we're going to squash that one down and making sure that that line is right down the middle of your little kite shape. Okay. Lovely. And again with the other one, pop your finger inside it, squash it down, make sure it's lined up and it's right in the middle, squash it down again. Great, so there we are, we're at that stage again. Now we're folding our tops down again, this point here, fold it down so it comes to this line here. Fold this one down to that line there. Just going to give those a squish. And we're now going to be folding this bottom section in on itself along that line that you've already creased. There we go. And the same on the other side. So we've got that shape again and a plain shape on the back. So we're at gluing stage again, so I'm going to glue up my right hand side here. Again, hold on to this middle section so it doesn't move out of place, and bring this side over onto your glued side. Keeping that nice and together there. Great, so that's 2 petals we've made. We just need to make 4 more. Now I'm not going to go through 4 more with you, but I will join you again in a few moments. Welcome back. So I hope you had fun putting your petals together, and as you can see I've got the full 6 here now, and I'm going to take my little pegs off. So they may just need a little bit of squashing when you take your pegs off to maintain that lovely round petally shape. So let's pop those out the way. So what we're going to do now is build our flower. So obviously we need to stick these together in that sort of fashion. Now you can use either 5 or 6 petals when you're making your flower, it doesn't really matter, they both make beautiful flowers. So I'm going to get my glue, and we're going to run the glue along that edge there. Okay, plenty of it. And then making sure we don't squash our shape too much, that's where we're going to stick it. Okay, so you've got something that looks like that. Our points are together here at the top. We're maintaining that lovely round shape, and we've glued it together. Let's try another one. There we go, plenty of glue on there. I want it to grab quickly. Try and unsquash the bit I've just squashed. And I'm going to stick another one on. There we go, so now we've got 3 lovely petals. Now because we've got 6 petals, it makes it slightly easier when you're gluing it together, because you end up with a nice flat portion there. If you have 5 petals, you don't get that, you just have to hold it. Okay, so what we can do now is glue the other 3 together and then bring them together, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's glue this one. Lots of glue. I'll go with the pinky one, I think. So line up those there and line up the point. Okay. And our last petal. There we go. Actually this glue is gripping quite nicely. I was afraid it was all going to fall apart as I showed you. Well, I'm quite happy with that. Great, so we've got another reasonably flat edge there, so we can bring them together like that. Nearly there everybody, we've nearly made it. So plenty of glue once again. And now we're going to bring our 2 sections together like that. Making sure all our points are sat there happily together. Hey, we did it everybody! How about that? What a pretty flower. What do you think? How's yours looking? I'm really excited to see how yours has turned out. So there's our flower, and that's quite a big one really. That one started off from this origami pad, and this was the size of the paper, so let's just have a quick look at that for you. So that is 15 centimetres square, that particular flower turns out. And what you can do then, if you want to, is put a bead or a button or something pretty in the middle just to finish it off. So what I've also done is made some slightly smaller ones, just so that you can have a look. This was just made with some plain paper, just like photocopier paper, and I put a bead in the middle of that one, a nice little pearl What else have I got? Here's one that I made. This was out of Post-its actually. So if you've got any Post-its at home, you can certainly use them. That's the different colour fluorescent Post-its. I've just mounted that one on a piece of card. Wouldn't that look nice as a table place marker with somebody's name on? Another one I made is made out of some music paper, which is also fun. And I think these would also look really nice on the top of a present if you're giving someone a gift with a bit of ribbon around it. So there we are, we've made our flowers. Okay, so I'm hoping that made some sort of sense and you could follow me on that because I've never done this before. So I'm hoping you've created something like this little number, and I would absolutely love for you to share your creation on maybe down below. I'm not sure where this is going to appear, but if you could upload your flowers, that would be lovely. This is definitely something you can do with your kids. So yeah, have fun with it. So I'm going to say goodbye. I hope it works out for you and maybe there'll be another one. Bye!